All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter. This is Chatter with Statter, and we've got lots of people who are here on time. I'm not one of those people, but all y'all are. So we have got Terry in Scotland who came in with some Raidy Raidersons and the Raiders who raided. Let's see here. 4 Raiders came in with that there Terry in Scotland who subscribed for 41 flippin' months. Thank you so much, Terry. All right, Katie's Aura came in. I'm guessing possibly with Terry, but you know what? I'm not going to tell anybody what Katie did or didn't do. Katie can tell us what she did. And let's see here. What did Katie do? Katie did. And we've got eMusic here. We've got Darlene saying aloha to everybody. And we've got Rick as well. Kenny from the Cove. Aloha. Good to see you. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland. Yet another monkey and football start. I don't know exactly what monkey and football start means, but I do think that you're probably right, because let's just say, all y'all, you guys, I'm dead. I am dead. I'm a zombie. I'm stupid. I'm drinking coffee, big cup today. I'm a zombie. I have some things and stuff to talk about. I have notes that I meant to write down, but instead they're just on my phone. And I don't even, it's just how that works. Next time I'm going to be late. Young lady, you better have a note from home. Oh, I can give you all sorts of notes from home, my friend. They'll all be signed Epstein's mother. Let's see here. And I don't know if y'all recognize the Epstein's mother reference, but if you watched Welcome Back, Kotter, you know what I mean. And Andre coming in. Zombies are all the rage these days. Yes, zombies are all the rage. And it also looks like Mama Sean came in. Mama Sean came in on the YouTube side. She came in, just so you know. She came in. Because words, as our old friend Gina said, and probably continues to say, words are jarred. All right, so thank you so much, Andre, for those biddies. Looks like we've got a hype train already started. As per the usual, when people start subscribing and resubscribing and then throwing those extra sparkly biddies on top. And let's see here. Yes, welcome back. Let's see, wait, hold on, Marianne. Mariana, you, by the way, good to see you. You might be a little bit too young. And Terry, thank you for that 1,000 biddies. You might actually be a little bit too young. What I actually said was welcome back, Kotter, Kotter. And Mr. Kotter, he was a main character in a TV show in the late 70s, early 80s. John Travolta got his start, I believe, on the show. Shock doing a perfect example of one of the sweat hogs whose name escapes me. Ooh. If anyone could tell me, Horseshack, there you go. Ooh. All right, so, y'all, I loved this TV show. So before I go on a tangent, because I will, I want to say thank you for people who are giving gift subs. We're going to get the party started. And then, I'm going to talk a little bit about Welcome Back, Kotter, because I love that flippin' show. All right, here we go. Boop. And this is what I love about y'all. You guys, I came in here going, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And already we've got the chatter ready to scatter. Welcome back, Kotter. Yes, indeedly do. Gabe Kaplan paid Mr. Kotter. Good to see you, Trail Dust. So, Mariana, because you really actually are probably too old to have any idea what the Flying Fork any of us are all talking about. And we all know what we're talking about because we watched that show. So, this theme song to Welcome Back, Kotter was a great song. I loved that theme song. Welcome back. What is it? The dreams surely something. Welcome back to the same old place. that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained, but they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd bring ya? Who'd have thought they'd bring ya back here where they need ya? Here where we need ya. Well, we tease them a lot, cause we got them on the spot. Welcome back. So basically, sorry about that, guys. I have absolutely lost it. I have lost my flippin' mind, y'all. Today was either going to be a ridiculously boring zombified show or boom. I'm just gonna go nuts, and I guess I'm gonna go nuts. And interesting, they got this song on the first take. Awesome. That is so rare in the music industry when you actually get it right the first time. But to go back onto the topic here, it's a television show, takes place in, I want to say, I don't know what borough it takes place in. I want to say it takes place either in the Bronx or Brooklyn. I'm going to say the Bronx. Anyway, that's sort of neither here nor there. It centers on a a teacher who kind of has the problem. His class is the problem class, basically. You know, not necessarily the special ed kids, but definitely like not the advanced placement kids. Okay. And it centers upon 4 characters for the most part. There's John Travolta's character, Vinny Barbarino, Barbarino, and he's just stupid. What? And then there's Horshack, who's kind of a geek. Oh. And then there's Epstein, who's Jewish Puerto Rican, and every single note that he brings home or he brings to Mr. Cotter about why he's late, why he whatever, always is signed Epstein's mother, which there are obviously notes that Epstein wrote, and he's so stupid that he signed him Epstein's mother. And then there was Washington, and Washington, oh gosh, I can't remember what his first name was, but he was the tall black dude who played basketball and was part of the Sweat Hogs, and the Sweat Hogs were, basically, Gabe, the teacher, back when he was in high school, was part of the Sweat Hogs as well. It was sort of just like the bad students are the Sweat Hogs, and he was Boom Boom Washington is all I remember. Exactly. And Washington was with Freddie Boom Boom Washington. That's it. Freddie Washington. Freddie Boom Boom Washington. Yes. Now, I have to admit, I had such a crush on Epstein. As a kid, I don't even know. I mean, I know that John Travolta was supposed to be the heartthrob, and I guess for like teenage girls, John Travolta was the heartthrob. But for me, a 7-year-old girl, I was all about Epstein. I don't know. Anyway, it's such a great show, and quite honestly, I don't understand why that show hasn't been remade yet. To me, it is screaming for a remake. I guess maybe because the classic was just so classic, but I just really, really, really would love to have a remake of Welcome Back, Kotter. And another running joke within the series, if I remember correctly, was every show ended up with Gabe back at home with his wife, Julie, and they were discussing the day of school. And every single night, the dinner was always tuna casserole. Only it was, oh, I'm trying a new casserole tonight. This has plums in it. Or the tuna casseroles that Julie made were of epic awfulness. Like every tuna casserole that she talked about at the end of every show was just like the worst ever. And I just remember the running tuna casserole gag. Maybe I'm the only one who remembers that, and maybe the gag didn't even happen every episode, but I swear it happened just as often as not. And yes, Freddie Boom Boom Washington, Arnold Horshack, Vinny Barbarino, what? And then Juan Epstein. Yes, Juan Epstein, Puerto Rican Jew. And let's see here. Marina, I've been watching Little House a lot for the past couple years as a comfort show. I remember watching it with your grandma when I was little. I know I'm getting older because each time I rewatch it, you find Pa more attractive. Girl, don't even. The other day, I was driving up the street, and this guy with super white hair, white beard, caught my eye, and I was just like... all I could think of was, man, you know you're getting old when you're checking out the old guy in the corner to A, see if he's hot, or B, see if he needs help across the street. Because I wasn't sure if he needed help across the street, but he was still cute as hell. So anyway, yeah, you know you're getting older when. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland coming in with some details about the show. Vinnie Barbarino is a cocky Italian-American, the unofficial, official leader, and resident heartthrob of the Sweat Hogs. He has to be the center of attention, as seen when he admits making it rain in the school gymnasium in the 2-episode Follow the Leader. Barbarino quits the Sweat Hogs and drops out of school in anger when Freddie Washington is chosen the leader of the group, although he returns as the leader at the conclusion of the episode. Right, there you go. So Patrick Duffy, though, let's see here. Patrick Duffy, wasn't he, what was he on Little House on the Prairie? I don't remember. I mean, I vaguely remember, like, I should know. Who was he on Little House on the Prairie? I thought Patrick Duffy was, like, in Dynasty or something. Let's see here. And then, yes, Terry in Scotland coming with Freddie Boom Boom Washington is the hip black student known as the athletic Sweat Hog for his skills on the basketball court. And then let's see here. His trademark phrase was, "Hey there, Mr. Cotter." Yeah, Mr. Cotter is always how he said Mr. Cotter. And okay, he was in Dynasty much later, but you saw him first in Man from Atlantis. And okay, wait, no, Patrick Duffy was in Dallas, not Dynasty. I always get Dallas and Dynasty confused. And no, Patrick was not in Little House on the Prairie. Okay. Yeah, no, I knew that it was Michael Landon that played Pa on Little House on the Prairie. And apparently Michael Landon was quite a drunk. He would drink vodka on set all the time. And blah, 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 blah. What's her face? Laura Ingalls, Half Pint. That chick. The actress who played Laura. You know, the actor. Melissa Gilbert. I was like, God dang it. Yeah, the actress who played Laura, she said that she credits her affection for men who are drunks, i.e. she gives credit to her bad taste in men, her bad taste in men who drink, because of Michael Landon. Because Michael Landon was such a father figure to her, and he always smelled of booze, and so she's just like, yeah, you know, I really do blame Michael Landon because he was my father figure, and he was always drinking, and that's what your men do, is they drink, right? And so yeah, I remember her. This was long after Michael Landon died. She did not besmirch his good name while he was alive, because while he was alive, he might as well have been Oprah. Like, you did not besmirch the good name of Michael Landon. Okay, Michael Landon was above reproach, but she did eventually admit, like, meh, you know, he did like to drink a little. He had a tippling habit. And really, Ma also fought alcoholism during that time. I had no idea. Carolyn is, I wouldn't know Karen Grassley. I would not know that name at all. But Carolyn, now I know who Carolyn from Little House on the Prairie is. Hey, Thomas the Turtle, what's going on? We are, oh, you came in with Terry's stream. Good. Then you know that we are talking about old-timey television shows like Little House on the Prairie and Welcome Back, Kotter. and the drunkards that played the characters in them. And that's right, Andre, he did play an angel in Saved by an Angel. But even before that, I still, like, his angelic status was established with Saved by an Angel, but even prior to that, he was one of those iconic television actors that was just beyond reproach, much like Lorne Greene, I would say. And Larry Hagman, not necessarily above reproach, because everybody knew that Larry Hagman went through livers due to his alcohol problems, like some of us go through underwear. And let's see here. Mitchie Mama, aloha all. I've been listening and laughing. I wonder why I don't remember much of the Welcome Back Kotter, so I looked it up. By the time it came on, you were starting your career in sales. Yeah, you were already a grown-up. I was just a 7-year-old girl who had a crush on the Puerto Rican Jew named Juan Epstein. And let's see here. Some of us need to change our BBDs more often then. Well, fair enough, but you know what I'm trying to say, Shock. And Michael, let's see here. Michael Landon was hooked up with Judy Carney for a while. She was the Sock It To Me girl on Laugh In. Okay, yeah. I can't put a face to her name, but I can hear her saying "Sock It To Me," so I'm halfway there. And yeah, exactly, Thomas Arnold Horshack. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whenever he knew the answer, he always raised his hand and did the ooh, 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 ooh. And yes, Gabe Cotter. And I think the guy who played him, his name was Gabe as well, but the character was also Gabe. And like I said, man, I really would like to see a reboot of that show. Shock, I bet Horshack is lousy at poker. Oh, I have no doubt he is lousy at poker. I think even without the ooh, 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 I think his whole entire character exhibits that he would be very bad at poker. Gabe Kaplan, that was it. I know, Kenny, I think, said it earlier, that it was Gabe Kaplan. I just totally spaced, because basically I am a zombie right now, you guys. I am absolutely, I don't even know if I'm running on fumes. And let's see here. Andre, Geraldo Rivera, a prominent American journalist, is another Puerto Rican Jew. Interesting. I thought that I can tell you right now, wholeheartedly, Juan Epstein, way cuter than Geraldo Rivera. Juan Epstein is a fake character. I don't know if the actor who played Juan Epstein was a Puerto Rican Jew. I just know that Juan Epstein in the TV show. And the only reason why I keep saying this is because that was part of his character. He always let you know it. It was part of... it was part of the show, okay? Like, I'm not... I know that today, in today's, day and age, it's like, why do you keep bringing up what ethnicity and whatever he is? It's like, no. It was actually part of his character, was he kept reminding people that he was a Puerto Rican Jew. Okay, so that's why I keep bringing it up. And let's see here. Shock asking a very legit question about Geraldo Rivera. Is he still a journalist? I thought he descended into something more like an influencer. I wouldn't even call it an influencer so much as I would say that he's a journalist, but I'd say that he degraded into a tabloid journalist. He's just the equivalent of television tabloids, for the most part. I mean, when he went to go open, for all of you who don't remember, Geraldo found, what was it? What was the vault? Oh God, whose vault was it? That big gangster's vault. Al Capone's vault. He found Al Capone's vault, and he had a huge live special on, like, what's in the vault. And there was nothing. There's nothing in the vault, and the moment he did that, he just plummeted, and he just kept digging himself a deeper hole with every move he made. And let's see here. My dude Sean is a Chinese Jew, but he doesn't have his own TV show. No, he does not. And then, okay, Terry in Scotland coming in. Another thing. Juan Luis Pedro Filippo de Huevos Epstein. Yes, he had a super long name. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And let's see here. Epstein, yes, Terry in Scotland explaining, Epstein is a fiercely proud Puerto Rican Jew. When asked if his mother was Puerto Rican, Juan replies that his mother's maiden name was Biberman and his grandfather saw Puerto Rico from the ship as he was making his way to America and decided to settle there instead of Miami, making him one of the earliest Puerto Rican Jews. Juan is thus Puerto Rican on his father's side and Jewish on both parents' side. Interesting. Okay, I didn't actually know that. And Trail Dust, going back to... Now, Trail Dust. Let me see, because I don't remember these things right. So, Little Joe was on what? Bonanza? I think. Wasn't Bonanza what Little Joe was on? Michael Landon played Little Joe. And wasn't Lauren Green also in Bonanza? And the reason why I'm asking is because Lauren Green, to me, reminded me very much of Michael Landon in the sense that he's such a well-respected television actor that he was beyond reproach. And so I'm just making sure if I've got my little connections in my brain right. And let's see here. Michael Landon's daughter, Jennifer Landon, is a hardworking actress. She played Teeter on Yellowstone. Okay. Well, I think... isn't Melissa Gilbert's sister the girl who... Isn't Melissa Gilbert's sister Sarah Gilbert the girl who was on grew up as Roseanne's daughter Becky? Darlene? Didn't Sarah Gilbert play Darlene on Roseanne and then now continuing to play Darlene on the Cotters? Let's see here. But yeah, but and I'm asking this because I actually don't know. Hold on, wait. And we got this guy, Gerardo Rivera, in our dojo, who's Puerto Rican, and he has a terrible time getting his name said correctly. Oh, I'm sure. And he probably gets so annoyed because it's like, why do you guys keep calling me Geraldo? Like, screw off. But with a last name like that, we can't not. Yeah. And Andre coming in with the actor who played Juan Epstein on Welcome Back, Kotter, Robert Haggis, it was not Jewish. He's half Italian and half Hungarian. The character Juan Epstein, however, was portrayed as half Jewish on his mother's side. All right, there you go. And let's see here. Several notable individuals have Puerto Rican and Jewish roots, including entertainers like Sammy Davis Jr., David Blaine, Joaquin Phoenix, and Geraldo Rivera, as well as figures like Aaron Cecil Snyder, a former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Puerto Rico. Nina Tasler and Freddie Prinze are also considered notable Puerto Rican Jews. I can only assume perhaps that Freddie Prinze Jr. might also fall into that, but then again, his mom might not be Jewish, so I'm just not so sure. And Kenny from the Cove, yes to both Bonanza questions. Got it. All right, so... yeah, okay, so Darlene, yeah, he was Little Joe, Lauren Green was the father, there we go, and then there was Haas, and I forget the other one's name. What was the show? God dang it. Oh, I can't even bring I can't even, I know enough, but I can't ask the question, so I guess I won't. And let's see here. Yes, and Melissa Gilbert's brother was Willie Olson. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Willie Olson. And you know, I never thought about the Olsons spelling their name the way you just spelt it, Mariana, but you're right. They totally had to have spelled it that way. Yeah, totally Norwegian. Absolutely. And let's see here. The class clown of the Sweat Hogs, Horshack, is completely comfortable with his oddball, if naive, personality. Horshack was known for his unique observations and his wheezing laugh. Similar to that of a hyena. It's possible that accidentally he is the smartest, that academically he is the smartest Sweat Hog. He's the only Central Sweat Hog character to be promoted out of a remedial athletic academics class, but he soon returns after feeling out of place. Yes, that makes sense. And, let's see here. There's some... You guys, there's some, okay, all right, I have to ask this, and I don't even have the right words to ask it, but okay, there's some old Western television show that has a character who may or may not be law enforcement related, and no, I'm not talking about Barney Fife, but he's kind of like a Barney Fife-esque character, in the sense that he's really sort of stupid, and I can't remember. I can't remember who this character is, but I feel like he was on Bonanza. Anyway, no, not Gomer. And the reason why is my my uncle always referred to my cousin's boyfriend as this character. So much so, because I didn't know that was a character on television. It was a show. It was somebody I'd never heard of before. And I thought that was his real name. And so, Enos? Is Enos the name? Is that how you say it? Enos? E-N-O-S? Enos? That might have been what he called him. I think that's what he called him, was Enos. And I always thought that was his name. And so then when I asked my cousin about her boyfriend Enos, she lived on the other side of the country, right? So I just hear of Enos through secondhand stories that my mom, oh no, Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, then it wasn't Enos. It was something southern and stupid. The Chinese character. Yeah, no, it wasn't the Chinese character. Anyway, oh god damn. Excuse me, sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, when I asked her about Enos, we'll just call him Enos for now, she's like, who's that? And I was like, your boyfriend. And she's like, my boyfriend's name is Mark, or whatever the hell. And I was like, well, your dad calls him Enos. And she got so pissed, because I guess she understood what an insult that was. And I'm all dumbfounded. But yeah, apparently he didn't let her know that's... For years, dude. They dated for years. I truly thought that was his name. Festus! Oh my god, thank you so much, Festus. Mama Sean, that was gonna drive me nuts. Festus is who he called. He called him Festus. Festus was what, and so I thought his name was Festus. And apparently, Festus, not a compliment. Who knew? Yes, Festus is what my cousin's boyfriend was referred to by my uncle. So, yeah, so for those of you who know about Festus, apparently my cousin's boyfriend, he was smart like that. Dr. Steve, thank you so much. Dr. Steve, thank you so much. It was gonna drive me nuts. It was going to. And unfortunately, everybody who would know, I have no way of contacting them. They're dead or... Yeah, okay. Yes. And trailed us. We had a guy at work who went by Festus. Was that a compliment? I'm going to guess maybe it was not a compliment. Festus was on Gunsmoke. Okay, yeah, I knew it was a Western-based television show, but I didn't know Bonanza, Gunsmoke, none of these shows, these shows all really were around before I was even born, or before I was watching TV, and Westerns never really were my thing, so I only, they're only things that you, like, watch on Saturday afternoons when there's nothing else to watch, kind of thing. And so, okay, Trailus, it was his choice. Okay, alright, you do you, boo. And, do you know it takes a brilliant person to play a Lolo person? Not at all surprised, to tell you the truth, Thomas Turtle. Not at all surprised with that. And let's see here. Ken Curtis, born Curtis Wayne Gates, was an American actor and singer, best known for his role as Festus. Okay, gotcha. Festus replaced Chester, who played by Dennis Weaver, who went to play McCloud. I don't know anything about McCloud. The only thing I know about McCloud is this. It's one of my favorite jokes. What's the difference between the Rolling Stones and a Scotsman? Anybody know what the difference between the Rolling Stones and a Scotsman is? The Rolling Stones say, "Hey, you, get off of my cloud." And a Scotsman says, "Hey, McCloud, get off of my you." And I just love that joke. And let's see here. Darlene Hop Singh was the only non-white person on that show for more than one show. He was important as some color on that show, and the fact that he was really Chinese, which so many times are played by white people. Yeah, totally, Andre. Actually, not only that, it was that particular era that that caused, and I don't know what jurisdiction and how this sort of happened, but it was during that era that the Native American community finally was able to get power enough within Hollywood and demand that when Native Americans are being portrayed on screen, they need to actually be portrayed by Native Americans, not white folk. Which is why when Andy Bumatai was auditioning for some particular role where he was playing a Native American, and they asked him, what tribe, and he said the Makaha tribe, which is not really a tribe. The Makah is, but not Makaha. And then they eventually found out that he wasn't Native American, so he had to have, he got the role, but in order for him to get the role, he had to be approved by a board of actual Native Americans. And the Native Americans were like, "Well, what are you then if you're not Native American?" And he was like, "Well, I'm Native Hawaiian." And then the Native American people were like, "Ha, you silly boy, that makes you Native American, so you are. So stop saying you're not." And so, but it was because of shows like Gunsmoke, Bonanza, and that whole era when white people were used as, to portray people of color, i.e. the Chinese person or the Native Americans. It was during that era that they finally said, no more like that. How about, we exist. We still are around. You can hire us because we like to act too. We can do the stuff, and so they finally said, "Okay, I guess we'll give you stuff to do." And so, exactly, Andre pointing out, look, the Kung Fu main character was white. Charlie Chan wasn't Chinese either. Right, exactly. Although, really ironically, is the most famous Native American character that most people in the 60s and 70s can think of, or 70s and 80s can think of, is the Crying Indian, and he actually wasn't Native American at all. But, and let's see here. When Gunsmoke was on the radio, Matt Dillon was voiced by William Conrad, who later played the Fat Detective Cannon. All right, and Thomas the Turtle, we're members of the Fogarwe tribe. Exactly. We're always walking around saying, "Where the fug are we?" Yes, exactly. Yeah, I've known many people from the Fogawe tribe. The Fogawe tribe. Yeah. Where the Fogawe from? Yeah, exactly. And let's see here. That was especially my dad's go-to was Westerns, but your mom's was Snopes. Right. That's the New Jersey area tribe. Right, exactly. The New Jersey area tribe. The Fogawe. Yeah. Where the Fogawe? Indeedly-do. All right, so let's see here. All right, well, I guess, we're a couple minutes early, but a lot of times we're a couple minutes late, so it doesn't really hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all, because we haven't heard it yet. And let's see here. Wait, hold on. Kenny, you're a pride member of the Wahite tribe. Yes, exactly. Yes, I am definitely part of the Wahites as well. I am a Meo sapien of the Wahite variety. That is it. And on Little House, they use a lot of Mexican people as Native Americans. Well, fair enough. And, you know, one could pretty easily argue that Mexicans are Native Americans, just like Native Americans and First Nations people First Nations people are what they call Native Americans in Canada. Native Americans are what we call Native Americans in America. And Mexicans are what we call the indigenous folk that are that have a lot of native blood down in Mexico. So, gotta make sense. Right, exactly. Many Mexicans are descended from indigenous tribes, so it makes some sense. But it would have been nice to hire some actors from local Minnesota tribes. Well, yes and no, Mariana, except for a lot of Little House on the Prairie didn't take place in Minnesota. The Little House on the Prairie, I thought, was a little bit further west, because as a girl who read many of the books, I thought that Minnesota is where they started out. That was the Little House in the Big Woods first book. And they moved from the Wisconsin/Minnesota area westerly. And they eventually ended up like in the plain states. Now, obviously, my childhood memory of the Little House on the Prairie books is very questionable. And obviously, the television show probably didn't necessarily follow the book's trajectory. But I thought that the first book took place in the Minnesota/Wisconsin area, and then they but the show is mostly Walnut Grove, Minnesota. Really, I thought it was Walnut Grove. I knew it was Walnut Grove. I didn't know that it was supposed to be Minnesota, though. I thought it was way further west. Wow, learning something. Because, yeah, Mariana, you've been watching the show way more recently than I have, and so I have no clue. And, that part of Minnesota is prairie, says Trail Dust, and as Shock pointed out, that was west back then. That does make a lot of sense, actually. Let's see here. And Andre, Minnesota has terrible native white history, and if you covered that, you might have to talk about some of the terrible things. Well, yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons why a lot of the Little House on the Prairie series has been banned in a lot of schools, is because there's some casual references, and the repeated use of the term Injun, which I realize is not a proper word now, but anyway, those books have been banned because they refer to some of those terrible things in such a casual manner that that it's not good. Let's see here. The show is confusing because it's shot in California, so there are mountains and stuff that you wouldn't find in the real Walnut Grove. See, and honestly, Mariana, you know what? I honestly always thought it was Walnut Grove, California that they had made their way to. And so whenever I go through Walnut Grove, California, or see signs for it, I'm like, oh, there's the Little House on the Prairie. But all right, so there you go. All of a sudden, things make sense. And Kenny from the Cove, I thought Little House was set in Pocatello, Idaho, or maybe far western Detroit. Kenny, those are two very different places. Those are very, very different places. And now, here we go. Trail Dust coming in, pointing out that as per our usual, we are late for Lono. Was going to do it earlier, and then we got sidetracked by scattering. But now, 2 minutes past, 2 minutes past the 3/4. We're 2 minutes late. Let's listen to some Lono. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Boop.
Pule o Molokai. Powerful prayers. E aloha no kaimi kaua o ka hula piko ea ko amana anoha no ko ino a kako kalahui o Molokai luna Hey no ano Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana hoku leo Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a ohe Ho me hana o puleo E aloha no kaia kea Ho aloha kamehameha me Maka ahenana Anoha no koino a kako Kalahui o Molokai luna Hei no ano E Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana o puleo E Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana o puleo E aloha no makua te ien O ka lau papa kanaina E ia Anoha no koino a kako Kalahui o Molokai luna E no ano E Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana o puleo E Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana o puleo E Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana o puleo E Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau i a oe O me hana o puleo O me hana o puleo Puleo o Molokai
All right, there we go. So Molokai Puli'o'o. That song, just in case you don't know, it's about the powerful prayers of Molokai. And based on a story, a legend that was told, may or may not be true, hard for say, but when the islands were originally being overtaken by the people from Kahiki, i.e. Tahiti, Molokai was the island where all of the kupuna and the kahuna and everybody who was super well trained and highly skilled in their arts and in their sectors, basically they were all trained. Molokai is where they would go to get their training. And so the very, very powerful priests and priestesses, as they were there, and when the people came to attack the island, all of the wise people came down from the mountains to the beach, and they practiced their prayer, and their energy from their magical resistance kept the arrows from reaching the shore. And eventually, when the attackers, the aggressors, came closer, the waves threw their boats back, and they were unable to basically reach and conquer Molokai because of the prayer of protection that the island had surrounding it, because of the powerful people that resided there. And so that basically, that song is in honor of that legend. And boy, oh boy, I am not telling that legend correctly. Boy, oh boy, I definitely think that you should look it up. Go read what Lono has to say about it on his website, lonomusic.com. I am a very ignorant person. Do not take my stories of Hawaii as gospel. It's only half-assed remembrances of the stories that as they were told to me. And we all know that my memory... Just look things up, okay? All right, that's cool. And Shock, I saw some of those beaches and I cannot imagine trying to get ashore without being grated into soggy Parmesan. Precisely, yeah, lot of reef surrounding the shore of Molokai. Lots of swirling, twirling waters, making it very difficult. And So let's see here. Yes, it's a half-fast memory is what I've got as Shock is throwing down. And so to, yeah, exactly, no quote me, just sort of vague picture of an idea that you can run with and like go verify the details, please. Because those details are definitely not proper, I'm sure. All right, you guys, so we were talking about Little House on the Prairie, and it just so happened that I grabbed this earlier, and this kind of goes with Little House on the Prairie. I mean, not really, but Terry and Scotland, thank you so much for the 1,000 biddies again. But I thought you guys might get a kick out of this. This made me giggle. So in certain areas of our country, Pennsylvania being one of them, yes, sometimes Statter don't be having good rememberies. Exactly. That is precisely it, Kenny from the Cove. But this video I remembered to download. So there are certain areas of our country where there's Amish people. Pennsylvania is one of them. I don't know whether or not this took place in Pennsylvania. But what I do know is Amish people actually are not nearly as different from secular folk. What are they called? I think the Amish people refer to us as English, the English ways or whatever. Anyway, for those of us who are not Amish, we have ideas about what it means to be Amish. This generally is not my idea of what it means to be Amish, but it's truly, yeah, so today in America, this is what some Amish people do.
Whoa! Hey! Hey! Wake up! There's a Bud Light can sitting in there and he passed clean out.
That's what he did to me.
He'll go home. The horse knows how to get home. We got a drunk Amish guy passed down the buggy and I hit the side of the buggy and hollered at the guy. He's passed clean out. He's slumped over. I'm gonna see if I can get in front of him and slow down.
We might have it stopped. Nope. Disregard. He just rammed it into my car.
Hey, stop your horse. Stop your horse. Get your horse. Okay, grab the horse so it doesn't do any more damage, please. It's rammed it into my car already. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
We have
Well,
a buggy stop.
For right now, until I can determine on who you are, let me see your hand. I'm gonna detain you.
All right.
All right? He went to go around me and just rammed it right to, and he's got busted his head and fell out in the damn ditch.
Yes, welcome, Pacola T. What universe have you just stepped into, drunk Amish drivers? That's exactly what you just stepped into. I thought that was just so funny. The horse knows how to go home. I mean, honestly, Thomas Turtle, I completely agree. The horse knows how to get home. So, like, the horse ain't drunk. Just let the guy go home. But for some reason, that video just tickled me so flippin' much. And didn't they have a show called The Amish Mafia? Yeah, I think they did. And let's see here. Oh my. Okay, you guys, Stream Elements. Okay. Oh, Stream Elements. You're getting yourself ahead of yourself. All right. So, let's see. Wait, the cop said he was clean passed out, but he rammed the horse into the squad. I think he was. I'm not, right, you know, good call, Rick. You just caught a cop in a lie. Oh, big shock. And Trail Dust, you get a kick out of seeing Amish at McDonald's. Yeah, because the Amish people actually aren't nearly as old-fashioned as people who aren't a part of that community seem to think. You know, I mean, like, they're allowed to go to McDonald's. They're just not allowed to. They're just not necessarily allowed to have a McDonald's at their house. You know, they're allowed to work at McDonald's. You're allowed when you're Amish to use electricity and modern tools, as long as you're using them for work. You're just not allowed to have them at home, basically. And Rick, no, don't block the screen. The Stream Elements. I know that seemed like spam. But unfortunately, it's actually not spam, even though it seems like spam. So this hasn't happened yet, you guys. Well, it sort of has, but it hasn't. Anyway, that Stream Elements thing shouldn't have popped up yet. That is for a future. Broadcast. I have subscribed to HelloFresh, sort of. And I was gonna do a show on it. So, y'all, I have plans for making some videos to include on this stream. Once tax season is over, this plan was going to be going into action. I have a friend who also wants to be part of this situation. We're coming up with ideas. It's basically going to be food centered because it's always food centered here on this show. We were going to do a couple different meal kits, Factor, HelloFresh, different ways to prepare them, different ways to cook them, whether or not they're good, whether or not they're bad, etc., etc. So HelloFresh is going to be the first one on the docket, and I accidentally already signed up for the promotional campaign when I didn't mean to do that last night. I was just looking into it to see what it was going to be and then decide on it, and then I accidentally signed up for it because I pressed the button, and so anyway. Eventually, in the next couple weeks, you're going to be seeing a HelloFresh sponsored video. And I'm going to have a little code where you guys can order HelloFresh if you want, or whatever. So you got a sneak peek behind the curtain there. Stream Elements, you let the dogs out of the bag. You let the dogs out. You let the cat out of the bag. Look, we're not going to be eating dogs or cats, and they're not in a bag. And I don't mean that HelloFresh is serving dogs and cats, but Stream Elements, I'm mixing my metaphors here. And there you go. And some are there are many sects of them more liberal and some more in the world than other sects. True. I guess that does make sense. And yeah, there is a difference between Amish and Mennonite. That much I know, but I don't know all the differences. And yeah, see Honda, so good to see you. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I guess right now what we're doing is we're putting the question out for those of you who know. Amish, Mennonite, difference? What is it? I don't know. Do you? And Terry in Scotland, Trump was right. They're eating the cats and the dogs. No. Those are the immigrants. This is HelloFresh. No, actually it's not. Oh boy, did I just ruin my sponsorship with HelloFresh. They're not eating, nobody is eating cats and dogs, okay? And Kenny from the Cove, have I ever considered doing a taste test with the kittens? Like buy them some fresh pet and stuff like that and see how they like it. No, I haven't. And that's, in theory, a cute idea. But, one of my cats right now is going through a lot of stuff makes him throw up. And so I'm going through, right now I can't with my aminals because one of them has got a little upset tummy and I'm trying to figure out what it is and fix that. So throwing in a whole bunch of random like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. It's not something I want to do. I mean, it is something I want to do, but not right now. So, and let's see here, Thomas a Turtle coming in with other options where future streams might go. Cook Unity and Tavola. Tavola, I can't remember what Tavola is. But I know that I've seen it. And Cook Unity has definitely piqued my interest. So, hold on, here we go. Tavola, Cook Unity, and then Factor. Okay, cool. Okay, so, no, Terry, I thought you were going to say one of my cats is going through menopause. No, one of my cats, i.e. me, is definitely going through menopause, but I don't think that they are. She's been operated on, so she can't go through menopause because there's no pause to meno. I mean, there's no meno to pause. But let's see here. Okay. Andre coming in. The primary difference between Amish and Mennonites lies in the approach to embracing modern technology and their level of separation from the wider world. Amish communities, particularly the old order, tend to be more secluded and strictly adhere to the traditional ways of life, including rejecting modern technology and preferring a more traditional lifestyle. Mennonites, while also maintaining a distinct religious identity, are more open to incorporating modern conveniences and technology into and I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say into their world. Let's see here. Varying degrees of conservatism. There's a wide spectrum of conservatives within Mennonite communities. Some groups more closely resembling Amish practices, while others are integrated into the wider world. All right, there you go. And Picola T bringing up a very good point. I wouldn't do a kitty taste test because they might like it, and then I'd be stuck getting the good stuff. Yeah, that's actually probably the best reason not to do that now that I think about it. You are 100% right there, Picola T. And Thomas the Turtle, you had shrimp tempura with seaweed, yum, from Cook Unity. That was fabulous. However, they always have new selections and some don't get repeated for quite a while. Yeah, see, that's kind of a bummer. But that shrimp tempura with seaweed, that sounds tasty. And I have it written down here, Tavola, Cook Unity, and then Factor, which is another place that I was looking into. Factor and HelloFresh both are offering sponsorships with Stream Elements. And so the sponsorships are obviously cool because you get a discount as a potential consumer and I get a bonus for people who sign up. But these plans for the cooking stuff or whatever, that even if it doesn't come in via an official sponsorship, this is something like Cook Unity is still completely on the table for the videos that my friend Mary and I are hopefully trying to make. Now, as Andy Bumatai says, never tell people what you're gonna do, just tell people what you did, which is why I wasn't planning on telling you all about this new direction I'm exploring, this new addition, not direction really, but direction, this new addition to the stream that I'm exploring. But since they let the cat out of the bag, the dogs were let loose, roof, I just brought it up, so there we go. Well, Stream Ellens brought it up, and now I explained it, so there you go. And okay, Darlene, you have to tell you that we have a brand new fur baby, family member in your family, okay, anyway, the youngest daughter just adopted a cute 4-year-old pupper dogger. We get to meet her on Thursday into Friday when we're going to Madison for a visit. Oh, nice, dude. You should definitely, take pictures so we can see the pupper doggo. Yes, we can. And Kenny from the Cove, why is pet food and people food like that? Why does the good stuff, the good for you stuff always cost more? Yeah, exactly. The good for you stuff. The good stuff doesn't always cost more because the good stuff usually isn't good for you. And exactly, Bacola T, shouldn't the processed food cost more after all? Like, it's the one that was processed. I know, you would think, huh? You would, but no. Things are very counterintuitive at times, and this is definitely one of those times. And let's see here. My husband wants to go visit the cat room at the Nautical Dog, where you can adopt kitties from Heritage Humane Society, so we may have a cat or two again soon. I'm super stoked about that, Shock, but I'm a little bit, exactly, just rip open a new bag of word salad and pour it out. Yes, Trail Dust, that's exactly what happened there. But wait, Shock, what is the Nautical Dog? Like, there's a cat room at the Nautical Dog? Do they also have dogs for adoption? In a different room? Nautical Dog is a dog supply store. Oh, okay. Okay, that, I guess, makes sense. Okay, there we go. There we go. And Terry in Scotland, Chocolate Shop Ice Cream Company, specializes in ice cream with 32 rotating flavors each month, located in Madison, Wisconsin. Well, you know, it's funny you should mention ice cream, because this particular town in Pittsburgh, no, not Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania, yeah, that's right, I just pulled up a map. You talked about ice cream and I pulled up a map. What's going on here? Well, welcome to my show. I have a map for every occasion. We're going to talk about ice cream. Here's a map. We're going to talk about Amish people. Well, here's a map. Although this map has nothing to do with the Amish people. It's everything to do with ice cream. Do you see that town that I've circled? Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Are you familiar with what Latrobe is famous for? And if you say beer, well, you're only partially right, but that's actually not the question and not the answer. Well, it's definitely not the question. Also not the answer. But Latrobe, not just beer, but Latrobe is where the banana split was invented. That's right, my friend. Latrobe, Pennsylvania, 1904. Soda jerk named something. I'm not going to tell you what his name is, but he was an optometrist. Bacola T, I'm looking in your direction. He was an optometrist at the drugstore and a soda jerk. So he made all sorts of concoctions. He is the one who invented the banana split. And the banana split originally had pineapple, chocolate sauce, and strawberry sauce. Don't let anybody else tell you different. Some places are like, oh, the original banana split had marshmallow fluff. No, it did not. Oh, the original banana split had raspberry sauce. No, it did not. Pineapple. Pineapple. Strawberry. Chocolate. Those were the sausages. Not the sausages, the sauces. So there you go. Now you know. Latrobe, Pennsylvania. All about the banana split. What's the difference between a banana split and a banana royale? Does anybody know? I do, because I looked it up today. And, let's see here. Darlene, though, coming in. Terry, did you know that the Wisconsin College in Madison, at the veterinarian part that deals with the cows, they have their own homemade delicious ice cream made from the cows there? I want to go there. And let's see here. Latrobe is a great place to visit, known for many things and people, including the Latrobe Brewery, exactly, the original brewer of Rolling Rock. St. Vincent College, where the Pittsburgh Steelers hold their training camp every summer. Golfer Arnold Palmer, Mr. Fred Rogers, and the first banana split. That's exactly it. Andre, Banana Royale got fire involved? No. Didn't Banana Royale get a shout out in Pulp Fiction? No. Pulp Fiction, it was Burger Royale, which is the French version of a quarter pounder with cheese at McDonald's, because in France, they use the metric system, and they don't know what a quarter pounder is, according to Pulp Fiction. Royale with cheese. There we go. That Royale with cheese. Yes. But no, a banana Royale is basically a banana split, but instead of, seriously, y'all, this is the difference between banana split and a banana Royale. So 3 things of ice cream, right? And banana split, you take a banana and you split it lengthwise, and you put it on each side of the ice cream. Banana Royale, you split the banana in half instead of lengthwise, just in half, crossways, and then you just stick them on like a crown. Yeah, so they're basically the same thing. It's just how it literally is how the banana is cut that makes one versus other. And so yes, so the HelloFresh, gosh darn it. Yeah, okay, you guys, okay, here's the deal. I guess the HelloFresh thinks that we're already running this promo. So if y'all are interested in a meal prep plan that I absolutely have not tried yet and have not been able to show you yet, which I'm already breaking part of the rules because I'm supposed to show it to you. If y'all are interested in trying HelloFresh, by all means, try HelloFresh. Go to that little, clickety-click linker there, and you can use the code POGHF156218. All right, that's a great code. I'll remember that. And you can get yourself a little bit of a discount on HelloFresh, and I'll get credit for it, and that'll be awesome. This isn't how the promo is supposed to go. Stream Elements is putting the cart before the horse here. Yeah, it is, I think, on a 15-minute cycle, so we might have one more to do before we can get on out of here. And so I'm so sorry, you guys, that I really didn't realize this was going to be happening. It was really late at night when I thought, oh, let's look into this. So, yeah. Anyway. And let's talk about food for a bit. Oh, dude, we always talk about food. You know that. From banana splits to HelloFresh to... I don't know what else we talked about that was food today. But yeah, we've got food on the mind, don't we? Yes, we do. But, you guys, okay. I already showed you one map. Now I'm going to show you another map. Only this really isn't so much about the map as it is about the legend of said map. And if this doesn't break your brain, I don't really know what does. I love maps. I do not love this map. if you're not able to comprehend what this is a outline of a campus with 4 buildings. 4 buildings. Each building on the map has a number. Each building in the real world is also referred to by a number. So, logically, the building marked number 1 is building 4. The building marked number 2 is building 3. On the map, the building marked number 3 is actually building number 1. And just because building number 4 needed to be something, it's building number 2. And Rick, also not a real map, no north arrow to start with. What sadistic map maker did this? I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming that it's some sort of hotel complex because let's see here. Because if you take away that part, you can see that like it's transportation, beach access, restaurants. So I'm assuming that it's some sort of, I'm gonna assume it's some sort of vacation property is all I can say. And it's one of those maps to confuse invading forces if they attack you. Abso-flippin'-lutely. And I know, C Honda, this really, like, imagine how complicated it would have been if building number 1 was marked building number 1 on the actual map. Oh my god, the chaos that would have ensued. And yeah, let's hope they never have a fire. Precisely. And let's see here. The maker of that map, I got the order of operations mixed up. First make the map, then smoke the blunt. Exactly. Michi Mama, where do I find these things? I belong to this Facebook group called Terrible Maps. And this happened to, and are you shocked that I belong to a Facebook group about maps? But yeah, this was posted because we all realized that map maker needed to be shot with a ball of his own. Maps. And yes, it's a vacation property where you stay hammered all the time and you don't get the numbers right anyway. That could work. And how does this free dessert for life at HelloFresh work? Well, Terry in Scotland, I can't answer that question, but next time I come on, I better have an answer because free dessert for life? Sign me up. I mean, I know that I shouldn't be eating it, but it sounds delicious. And Picola T, it's a Soviet-era apartment block map. I don't know what it is, but it's problematic is what it is. And Kenny from the Cove, exactly. You'd be more shocked if I didn't belong to a map group on Facebook. Exactly. So, Terrible Maps. I think, honestly, I don't know if that came up on Terrible Maps. Because now that I think about it, somebody posted this should be up on Terrible Maps. So, maybe I didn't get it from that website. Either way, it came up on my Facebook feed. I'll tell you that right now. And Terry in Scotland, they offer free dessert for life on HelloFresh UK. Interesting. I don't know if they have that. I feel like I saw a promotion for something like that a while ago. I wonder if they have that here in the US still or not. And I also wonder if you used my code for HelloFresh UK, which, by the way, Terry, I don't expect you to do because I know that you don't cook. And HelloFresh is one of the ones. HelloFresh isn't the pre-made meal kind of thing where you just pop it in the microwave. You actually have to, like, chop and cook stuff. So I don't expect you to use my code to sign up for HelloFresh, but I do wonder if my code for HelloFresh would work for UK HelloFresh. And Terry in Scotland, I do cook in the microwave, or I added that last part, in the microwave. And a Picola Tea or beginner level escape room clue. I don't think I could escape a room with clues like that. And Trail Dust, you taught a maps class once where I drew a map where everything was named after you. Oh no. I hope you had different vills and, like Teeterville and Teetertown. And I know you're not Teeter, so Trail Dustville and Trail Dust Town and Trail Dust Stun and stuff. And, Thomas, you think HelloFresh is both cook your own and pre-cooked meals? Oh, okay. I'll have to... Like I said, it was really late last night when I looked into it, and obviously I was not thinking straight. I did not mean to actually sign up. And okay, Darlene says, Terry, here in the US, it's free high protein item for life, up to 19 free meals, not dessert here. High protein. Okay, yeah. And that is one thing that I can say about the whole HelloFresh model, at least in the US, and I can only assume in the UK as well. They have different menus for different people. So they have different menus available to choose from. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're vegetarian, they have vegetarian meals. If you're a high protein person who only is doing, high protein or keto, they've got meals for that. They've got different dietary needs basically, and menus that you can choose from. You can also just choose from any or all of the menus, but if you want to, you can narrow down the selections, etc. And not only does HelloFresh have the full meals, they also do have sides, and they have desserts, and they have other things that you can order as well. There was a couple salads that, that I saw when I was on there that looked really great for things to take to lunch, because I'm really bad at not packing a lunch and then just not eating a lunch, and that's not good. I'm also notoriously bad at just like buying salads instead of making them, even though it's ridiculously more expensive to buy them pre-made. But I just don't feel like making salads. I don't know why, but I don't like making salads. So when a salad is made by somebody else, it just tastes better to me, basically. And so yeah, HelloFresh is more than just full meals, actually. And let's see here. Thomas the Turtle, your favorite ingredients in a box was Blue Apron. However, they were the most expensive. Yeah, my boss's husband tried Blue Apron for a while, and I saw what was in there, and it looked good, but I saw the prices, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. But with this new little video segment that we're going to be trying to attempt here, Mary and I, you don't know Mary yet, but we might actually try some Blue Apron, which actually, let me write that down. Just because HelloFresh and Factor are the ones that are offering sponsorships doesn't mean that the other services aren't going to be given a try. And it looks like Mr. and Mrs. Aloha have come in on the YouTube side. Good to see y'all. And yeah, definitely some Photologue people hang out here as well. We are sort of an extended community, thanks to Andy Boomatai. Banana splits to salads. Makes sense. That's exactly it. That's what we were talking about today. Salads, banana splits, dogs and cats, but not really that way. And yeah, so let's see here. Terry in Scotland says, HelloFresh UK has British, Asian, French, Thai, Italian, Japanese, Mexican, Chinese, Greek, and African recipes. So sounds very similar to the HelloFresh in the United States. That being said, I really do wonder if HelloFresh UK does have bangers and mash, and I really do wonder if HelloFresh USA has bangers and mash. And oh, that's right, we talked about Puerto Rican Jews as well. Oh, we talked about Westerns and who Festus was, because wow, boy, we did scatter today. I love that we scattered so much. And yes, indeedly do. We've got a 3-minute warning, which means we should be wrapping things up real shortly. All right, you guys. So next Saturday, Statterbox at the cinema, 6 p.m. Map Statter location. We're going to be watching Rise of the Guardians, because that is my favorite Easter movie. So we're going to be watching that. It's a family-friendly movie. It's animated. The kids can watch if they want. It's all good. And then when it comes to Wednesday, I've been going back and forth about this. Wednesday is April 16th. I think even though I've already canceled a lot of Wednesdays this month, I think all of the Wednesdays this month, I'm not going to be streaming on Wednesday. I'm going to be taking that day off. And I think that I've been hemming and hawing about that for over a week now. But today I woke up dead, and I'm just dead. And so I think I'm just going to know that I'm going to be just as dead on Wednesday. And yes, so this Wednesday we're not going to have a chatter show. I'm very sorry because I have totally flaked, absolutely flaked this entire month on Wednesdays, and it sucks. I cannot explain, or I don't know how to express to you how thankful I am with the patience that you guys have shown, keeping to come back every Wednesday to check, keeping to come back on Saturdays and Sundays, even though I flake on Wednesdays. I appreciate you guys hanging in so much. So much. I appreciate you guys hanging in when I've been very distracted this month. This April has been the hardest April in a long time. And so I really want to thank you all. And speaking of thanking you all, I want to thank everybody who, yes, post-traumatic tax season disorder is what I will be suffering from on Wednesday. And you know, the funny thing is on Wednesday at 9 a.m., I have actually a meeting with Department of Labor and Industries for another client. So I'm actually going to be working on Wednesday anyway. But after the first part of the day, I'm planning on taking a really long nap. So there's that. And that means you will have to go out, you'll have to go out for dinner with your wife on Wednesday. And Sihunda pointing out very much the truth. I will be having extra shows with Merry Monarch in theory. So to remind you guys, this coming Sunday, like I said, Saturday, we're going to do Rise of the Guardians. But the Saturday after that, we're going to be doing Merry Monarch. And we're going to be doing Merry Monarch on that Sunday as well. So we're going to be doing a long, and hopefully we'll be doing Merry Monarch. In theory, we will be. If the technology has advanced this year to the point where they're blocking me as I'm streaming, then obviously we're not going to do it. But so far, every year that I've attempted to do this, they haven't stopped. So we're hoping this year they'll be at the same level of technology and we'll be able to live stream. I won't, unlike last year's, keep the live stream up for later viewing because that got me in a lot of trouble with YouTube last year. But the live stream, we will be there to hang out and watch the competition and hopefully learn some things from people who know some stuff. And let's see here. Wait to see how you're feeling getting burnt out. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Darlene, for that. And let's see here. Shock, you're going to... Hold on. What's going on here? Why can't I? You're going to... Stop. My cat is pressing buttons. You're going to DC for a protest on Saturday, so you'll be missing the maps anyway. I don't know what protest you're talking about. I mean, I've got a vague idea of what you're talking about. I just don't know of this particular protest that you're talking about, but awesome. Don't get tear gassed, dude. That sucks when you get tear gassed. It sucks when anybody gets tear gassed, so just don't do that. All right, so let's see here. Awesome. You will be here if you can. Exactly, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha. And that is ultimately the biggest rule here at Chatter with Statter. Life takes priority. This is online stuff. Online stuff is for when you got nothing else to do. So if you got something to do, then you don't need to be here and you don't need to explain. And you'll try, says Shock, not to get tear gassed, but sunburn is definitely more likely. Fair enough. And you are fair enough. You should probably put some sunscreen on, my friend. All right. Get your sunscreen on. Reef safe, even if you're not going to the reef. don't drive while you're Amish and drunk, even if your horse knows the way home. And go to Latrobe. Have yourself a banana split. There we go. Those are the lessons for today. Thanks so much for hanging out, you guys. Thanks so much chattering. Thanks so much for subbing, resubbing. I don't think that there was any trolls, even though Stream Elements was getting a little bit out of hand. Thank you, moderators, for moderating. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you later. Take care.